media availability here in the interview room. The number 4 seeded Jayhawks will take on number 13 seed Samford in the final game of day 1 of the NCAA Tournament here in Salt Lake City tomorrow at 7:55 Mountain, 9:55 Eastern. We are joined by Hunter Dickinson and Dajuan Harris Jr. from the Jayhawks, and we'll open up questions for the student athletes. Right here,
Gary Bidor, Kansas City Star. Hunter, everybody's been wondering, how does your shoulder feel? Are you practicing with any pain, and what percentage would you say you are?
The shoulder feels good. Good enough to be out there with my teammates. I feel like everybody's dealing with a little injury nowadays, especially towards the end of the season. And so, I feel good and ready to get out there with my teammates.
Really, for both you guys, Vahe Gregorian from the Kansas City Star, just from a morale standpoint, how much had you anticipated Kevin would be able to play, and what's the process been like to try to say, okay, we're moving on and we'll be ready anyway? How has that been?
I think we were obviously all hoping he'd play because he's one of the best players, not just on our team but in the country. But we've seen. The amount of work that he's put in to try to get back, especially me personally, because I was rehabbing my shoulder and my knees and my hips and stuff like that. So I was in the training room with him, and he's been doing 2 to 3 sessions every day for the past 2 months. And so it's not his fault by any means, but it just wasn't feeling right. I was with him when he was trying it out, and he's just going through a lot of pain. Wish the best for him. Hope that he can get back as soon as possible. But I feel like we got a good group of guys that are going to try to rally around him and try to win a couple games here for him.
Basically what Hunt said. He's been dealing with it, but we've been trying to, as a team, go forward without him because we never knew what was going to happen. So we just wanted to keep trying to get better because we got to work on us. So we just wanted to get better. Get ready to prepare for this week. So.
Matthew Coles, Associated Press. When are you guys at your best? I mean, you've had some up and downs this year, but what are you guys doing when you guys feel like you're playing your very best?
I feel like when we start out the game playing defense, if we start with our intensity on the defense end, I think that carries a long way for us, and we start making shots after that. But I think it really starts with defense. If we get that going, I think we'll be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, to piggyback on that, defensively, if I were to be more specific, I think guarding the 3-point line. That's something that I feel like when we hold teams to less than 10 threes, but definitely less than 8 threes, I think we're very successful at the end of the game. So just guarding defensively, and I think offensively, just getting the ball moving, really just having it not stick out there, having all 5 guys touch it, and not really worried about who's shooting it, but just looking for that best shot.
Hi, David Lawrence, Jayhawk Radio. Full court pressure, that's what they're known for, forcing turnovers. We've gone against it some in league play, but just talk about that. Longer timeouts to maybe to get some air, but it's certainly going to be high intensities. Your thoughts on that, both of you?
Samford, they play 10 to 12 guys, so they're going to be prepared. But I think we're going to have to take our timeouts, take a deep breath and just be focused because like you said, they're a high intensity team, and we're low on our mans right on our team right now. So we just got to stay focused, just follow the game plan. I know Coach, he knows what he's doing, so we just got to, like I said, follow the game plan.
Yeah, I was watching one of their games. One of the announcers said that the players are more worried about the amount of possessions that they play instead of the amount of minutes that they play. And I thought that was really interesting because I feel like their team is really just centered around trying to get as many possessions as possible. I think that's why they're a top 5 team in scoring, a top team at forcing turnovers and stuff like that. So they're constantly trying to make sure they get up and down and have as many possessions as possible. And I think that's the reason why they're able to play so many guys and have that kind of team chemistry to where guys aren't really worried about their minutes, is because they're really having a lot of possession. So it leads to a lot of shots, a lot of scoring opportunities for guys. So I think that's something, and that's a big reason why they're so successful with their style of play.
And Hunter, I know you guys switch off a lot, but Achor is a 6'9" kid that shoots well from beyond the arc. He's not as big as you. Just talk about the matchup and the challenges that presents.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'll be switching off him much. He's a really good player. I've seen a couple games. One when, he had I think like 36 versus Western Carolina, and he can score from all different levels. I think they do a lot of playing him to the pick and pop because they have a lot of good shooters out there. So they keep trying to space the floor, and he's really good at putting the ball down on the floor, being able to drive big men, but also on short closeout he's able to shoot it as well. And so he's a really skilled player, but I think it's more than just him. They got a trio of bigs that are pretty talented, and like I said earlier, they're always rotating guys in and out because of the pace they play at. And so it'll definitely be a tough task for me and Parker to kind of have that kind of rotating belt of big men that we got to face.
Down.
Dajuan, Hunter's come back so quickly from a dislocated shoulder. What does that say about his toughness?
I mean, it says a lot. We need him. He knows we need him, so we're gonna ride him along this whole march run. But he's one of the best centers in the country, so we just gotta follow beyond him and make him make plays for us. I gotta make plays for me and him too. So we just gotta play together.
The team's attitude, you're going into the tournament on 4 out of 5 losses, I think. Has the team had many meetings or anything, and what do you think the team's attitude is going in?
We had a meeting every loss, so we needed those meetings to get better. But we got to play our best basketball here in March. We lost a couple games, but it's a new season, so everything starts over. And I believe in my teammates. I believe in my coaching staff too. So we just got to come together, and play together, play for each other.
Okay, let's check the Zoom participants that have joined us. We have to be reporters in the Zoom portal. If any of you have a question for our student athletes, please use the raise hand button and we will come to you. Okay, not seeing any. Do we have any more? Okay, one more question down here.
I wonder what you guys thought of playing in the altitude. We've heard a lot about it. What's it like to practice in it and play in it?
To me, it really doesn't matter. I don't think it affect me, or I don't even think it affect my teammates as well. I think we just got to play our game. You got to come out with some intensity, just play basketball. So.
Yeah, I would say I feel like the more you think about it, the more it might affect you. I feel like if you're just out there playing, it really won't affect you that much. I think maybe you might get a little bit more winded a little bit faster. I think for me, just making sure I'm well hydrated, getting enough rest. I've played in Colorado before, so I know that's not Utah, but it's a high elevation spot. So I feel like I have a decent experience with the elevation.
Okay, back in the back.
Hey guys, Scott Reese, KCTV, Kansas City. Obviously, when you're at Kansas, you've always got a target on your back in this tournament. But the national narrative sees Kevin out, sees Hunter's shoulder, and says, oh, this is an upset special. I'm sure you guys have heard that. I'm just wondering, does that sort of noise resonate inside the locker room?
Not really, because we beat some pretty good teams without Kev this year, so it's just we got to come ready to play. Like I said, on the defensive end, we got to play together. But, yeah, we beat some pretty good teams without Kev, so I don't think that really matters really that much.
Yeah, I would say that's one of the benefits of playing at Kansas. Like you said, there's that target on your back, so everybody's going to give you your best game. And during the regular season, you can kind of be like, man, like why is every team playing so good against us every night? But I think that really prepares you for the tournament. I think a lot of teams, when they're high seeds, they're not used to, teams playing great versus them every game. And I think that can kind of just catch some people by surprise sometimes. And that's, what leads to upsets. But, Here at Kansas, you're used to that. Every time you step on the floor, somebody's going to give you their best shot because, they want to try to make a name for themselves. Versus one of the best college basketball programs of all time. And so I think that's a reason why Kansas is so successful in March is because you have that target on your back. You're used to people hitting shots that normally they might not hit and stuff like that. So I think we're well prepared for Samford to come out and probably make a couple shots that are pretty tough.
Okay, do we have any more questions for our student athletes? All right, we'll excuse them, and Coach Self will be here momentarily. Thank you.